I wanted to write this article discussing Mark Cuban and his love affair with DEI in corporate America. He recently got into a Twitter exchange with a prominent user called the Rabbit Hole 84, where the Rabbit Hole was advocating for meritocratic hiring practices, ones that we're actually supposed to be utilizing. And Mark Cuban was on the side of saying that diversity should be some sort of focus through means of diversity, equity, and inclusion. We got to a point in the conversation where Mark Cuban openly admitted that race and sex is taken into account when he does hire individuals. To quote Mark Cuban, "I've never hired anyone based exclusively on race, gender, or religion. I only ever hire the person that will put my business in the best position to succeed. And yes, race and gender can be part of the equation. I view diversity as a competitive advantage." However, the problem is this particular practice is unlawful, and he was told it was unlawful. That's when the EEOC Commissioner, Andrea Lucas, reminded Cuban that his actions were actually unlawful, stating, "Hi, EEOC Commissioner here. Unfortunately, you're dead wrong on black letter Title VII law. As a general rule, race, sex, can't even be a motivating factor, nor a plus factor, tiebreaker, or tipping point. It's important employers understand the ground rules here." So of course, this really stuck out to me because the EEOC commissioner is stating something that is blatantly obvious, that has been law for decades. Yet we have tycoons and businessmen like Mark Cuban who want to believe that, well, what they're doing isn't in violation of it. They're just taking certain liberties when it comes to the law. And they really are pushing forward or trying to push forward with DEI. But he openly admitted it, meaning that I don't think he's completely aware of how unlawful this act is because he's so wrapped up in this ideology and being dogmatic. I think Mark Cuban is an intelligent man, but being ideological makes a lot of people stupid, and they makes them do stupid things. And when Mark Cuban doesn't realize that acting like a corporate savior by elevating people artificially over others because of, what sex they are or what race they are, doesn't actually help. What it actually does, it paints a picture of discrimination being allowed. Now, today's discrimination is saying that we can uplift these people because we feel that they're disenfranchised. But any presence of discrimination allows for discrimination to always exist. The whole point of the civil rights movement wasn't just to say that Black people shouldn't be discriminated against from getting jobs or in living in society in a particular way, but it's to say that no discrimination based on race, sex, creed, religion, anything, no discrimination should be allowed. So it might be in vogue to say that we have too many white men, but one day that white men could be something else. And if we're going to have a prosperous nation, a truly colorblind nation, one that advocates for equality and not equity, then we can't allow for DEI to persist in hiring practices. The EEOC exists for a particular reason, and I'm glad that Andrea finally said something. And I think this could be the starting point of realizing that something is wrong in our corporate environment, and maybe we need the federal government to actually step in because it's actually their job to do so. So I'm really hopeful that this encounter maybe changes Mark Cuban's mind.